I got here at 9 a.m. I'm at Collector's Corner in Parkville, the best comic book store in the world. Free Comic Book Day 2017. I've been collecting comics since the 90s. And I'm 39 now, so I've been doing it for a long time. There's just so much to like about it. No matter what you're into, there's a little bit of something for everyone. We hang out, we talk, we have fun, and it's always a blast.
Since 11:30 a.m. yesterday, probably about my 5th or 6th time I've done this. But this is the earliest I've been here.
We've been waiting here since 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and it's 9 o'clock today, so pretty long. I've been collecting 2 years, and this is her first time here, so I've decided to bring her along and show her what it's like. Have some fun. All the people that show up, there are people that dress up, there are people that'll tell you about the new comics coming out, there are people that'll tell you about the old comics that are already out. This is the spot to be if you like comic books.
And you get to have fun with your friends doing exactly what you like to do, so.
The best thing about Free Comic Book Day for me is the new readers, the new faces we see that are not our regular customers, that are people who maybe are picking up their first comic book or their first graphic novel, or just coming in for the first time and kind of experiencing comic books and being surrounded by that. And maybe having other customers and other fans help them with, asking them what they like and having conversations about the movies they see and what they're watching on television and kind of discovering comic books for the first time. That's always the best part for me.
This is my first Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, I've been reading comic books since 1995, but this is my first Free Comic Book Day. This is Iris's first comic book day too. The best part of Free Comic Book Day is seeing a lot of people supporting the community and new people getting introduced to comic books. That's 2 things. And just everybody's excited, seeing costumes. I love it all. I really do. Collector's Corner is our favorite local comic book shop. We have a kung fu school that's down the street, and getting to come in and know everybody here. They have a fantastic selection, and Randy, the owner, is awesome. So yeah, this is our favorite shop.
I've been to, I want to say almost all of them. I've been to, I started coming here when Randy had his little shop down the street. Me and my dad would go over there, and I've just been coming here since then, and now I'm part of the crew, part of the team. I have to say all of the costumes, not from even handmade stuff that they do, and just the amount of time that they spend on just making an awesome costume just for the costume contest. I've always enjoyed that. And seeing all the people outside dressed up is an amazing thing. It just makes you want to stop here, seeing Spider-Man and the White Ranger, all these other characters outside. So that's probably one of my favorites.
This is our third.
Yeah, I think
This is our third, yeah. Cool variety. I always like seeing that.
I always like seeing new and unique things. Lots of different stuff.
The free comics, duh.
I love seeing all the kids coming out dressed up and excited.
It's like the last awesome comic book store in existence, and it's right in town.
Randy is pretty awesome. He always has a great variety of stuff, always has new stuff coming out, and he always has, your back issues and all that kind of stuff. And he's really involved, in all the stores. He's very involved.
I try to come every year when I can. You get to see a lot of different fans of different things come out of the woodwork and come here and hang out. It's a lot of fun.
There's a broad spectrum of titles that are published for the day, so every publisher kind of pitches in and has a title or two. Everyone from Marvel and DC to Image and Dark Horse Comics and Boom and all these guys. And you have all these different comics that are for different age ranges and for and cover different genres. And it's great because if someone's never read a comic book before, they can come in and pick up, a Doctor Who comic or an Avatar comic or a Marvel comic book or a DC comic for kids or, any number of different genres of comics, which of course is good because it represents, the comics market now, which is very diverse. There are so many different stories. There's drama and comedy and humor and, science fiction and horror and everything you can imagine. So anyone who's taste run that way in movies, whether they like those kinds of things, can find that in comic books and maybe even find things that are better in many ways.
My favorite part, I'd have to say, is probably like all the little kids. I love seeing the kids in costume and how excited they are to be here. Definitely a lot of fun, even when you're exhausted in the morning and you see like a little kid comes in, and it's just like you can't help but get excited, and like the energy that everyone really brings, not just the kids, but everyone between costumes, regular customers, new customers coming in. Everyone's just happy to be here and excited. It's like almost like a party atmosphere, and even though it's a long day, it's a lot of fun. Everyone here is happy to be here. This is what they love. This is like their escape, and it's almost like palpable to feel like how happy everyone is. It's like, oh, you like that too? I like that too. I like this character. Let's talk about it. And I don't know, it's just enjoyable. You can't help but have a smile on your face.
Hi, my name is Michael Bracco. I am a comic creator and a illustrator. I do books like The Creators, the freshly out Adam Reck, and the sci-fi fantasy series called Novo. I also design clothing and all sorts of other stuff. I'm easy to find. I am Spaghetti Kiss. So SpaghettiKiss.com or at SpaghettiKiss on Twitter or Instagram. I have been doing Free Comic Book Day at Collector's Corner since my first book ever got published 11 years ago. I've been here every year for 11 years, and I think that my favorite thing about Free Comic Book Day is the sense of community that has been built up in this store. The friends I've made, the customers that come back and I only get to see on this day every year. Yeah, I just love the sense of family that happens because of it. I've done sketches for kids who I first met when they were 5 and now are 16. Very fun requests like Nightmare Pokemon, and by the same kid who, when they were much younger, would just ask me to draw something adorable for them. So it's cool to see people grow up with the holiday that is Free Comic Book Day. You know, I'm also of the age where I remember getting old enough where I was like, I should stop reading comics if I ever want to get a date, because you can't do both. It just doesn't work. And what's really amazing is because of things like the convention scene and things like Free Comic Book Day, that we have really changed our attitudes towards it. And anybody can love comics, and it's never like a detriment to them. It's always something that adds depth to their character.
We are PLB Comics, or two of the 3 main members of PLB Comics. My name is James Dufendock. I am the editor, letterer, inker, colorist, writer sometimes, all kinds of stuff, and grunt labor. And this is Josh Sharley.
I am the co-founder, penciler, writer, inker, and other duties as assigned.
Yeah, all other duties as assigned. We do 2 mainline books. We do one book called The Fall, which is a shoot-'em-up vigilante book. Little Vanna White there. We have another book that is Gideon and Sebastian. It is a buddy cop action comedy vampire slayer book. No sparkling and no high school, we promise. Vampires do not sparkle. And then we do a Halloween special every year, and it serves as our annual. And it's just sort of Tales from the Crypt, short stories, horror stuff, fun things like that.
Spooky things.
Spooky things. We will also be running the Ocean City Comic Con this year in Ocean City, Maryland. And that's going to be on December 9th, and you can find more about that on oceancitycomiccon.com. Just as you can find more of PLB Comics at plbcomics.com.
I love getting to talk to everybody that comes through here. This is such a fantastic event for this area. It's always a good time. This is our 5th or 6th year doing this. I don't remember exactly.
I think it's our 5th year here.
And it's just so much fun. It's like a mini convention unto itself, and just talking to everybody and seeing all the little kids getting so excited and everything. It's just a great day.
I really like to see the families that come in. I really like to see people who maybe wouldn't necessarily come into a comic book store and are finding these things and are like very amazed by all of this. And it's all new to them, and you can see that this is sparking the lifelong debt that you're going to go into to buy comic books.
It's the gateway drug to reading.
It is the gateway drug to reading. And I think that's wonderful. I think anymore if you can get, especially younger people, into picking something up and reading and really becoming interested in storytelling and art and things that I've always felt are important. It's very heartening. Comic book fandom is very inclusive. Comic book fans are really excited about what they like, and they're excited to share it with you. You know, they want to bring you into the fold. They want you to see this thing. You know, it's not a closed club. You know, it's open, and I've always liked that. You know, I've always liked, and there's a comic for everybody, and that's part of why that is.
Westerns, there's Archie, there's kids books, there's crime books, there's sports comics, there's Marvel Super Pro,
dramas,
all that stuff. You know? I mean, there's literally something for everybody. You know,
there really is,
which is very nice.
And it's when I talk to people who don't really do comics, they're like, well, and the response is always the same. It's always, well, I don't really like superheroes. And I was like, that's cool. I subscribe to $15 a month. There's only one superhero title in the whole run, and everything else is something else. Because there's so much variance in comic books, in the genre, there's also so much variance in the fans and in who can be there, which is everyone. And I love that about them. You know, it's not a closed club. It's not a closed door. It's open to everyone.
They're everything to everyone.
Everything to everyone. It's all things to all people.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Hi, my name is John French, and I'm here at Collector's Corner on Free Comic Book Day. The books on the table are books that I have written, edited, or somehow contributed to. I write in a variety of genres. My day job is with the crime scene unit at the Baltimore City Police Department. So naturally I write a lot of crime fiction, and even when I write science fiction or fantasy or paranormal investigation, there's still a lot of crime elements in those stories. My newest book is Monsters Among Us. It's a collection of Bianca Jones stories. Bianca is a Baltimore City police detective who fights monsters for the BPD. First of all, Collector's Corner is a great comic book shop. It's got everything that a comic aficionado or a comic fan or just somebody who wants to see what's going on with comics these days would need. You can walk in and the staff is extremely helpful. You tell them what you're looking for, they will help you find it. And he's very generous to artists like myself and to PLB and the other great guys who are here. He provides us a venue to sell our stuff. But my favorite part is just meeting other comic fans. I don't get a chance to do that often, and I meet the other artists and meet fans, talking to them when they come in, either about my books or about their, I ask them what they like to read, and they'll tell me, the comics they like or the books they like, and we can have some really good conversations about the Shadow or the Lone Ranger or Green Lantern. Or, what's wrong with the DC movies and what's wrong with the Marvel movies.
This will be my fourth Free Comic Book Day coming out. So my favorite part about Free Comic Book Day is always just coming in for all the sales that a lot of the shops are all running, and of course getting as many free comic books as I can. And I just love collecting merchandise, and especially hanging out with friends and meeting new people who also are into comic books and love doing the costuming thing as well. So my favorite comic book, well, Squirrel Girl is one of my favorites, but I love the Spider-Gwen series, and I also love the Amazing Spider-Man, and I recently got into the X-23 series, so yeah, it's always a nice way also with Free Comic Book Day, again, getting the free issues. You can always sort of see new comics that you might not necessarily purchase on a regular basis and get into different new comics too.
I've been coming here for a few years. They come out on Free Comic Book Day, and I come out here a few times during the year. Enjoy it. Everybody's very friendly here, and the selection of stuff is great. I mean, they've got new stuff. They've got some older things. I mean, not just comic books, but action figures and just all kinds of collectibles. And it really is kind of a collector's corner.
Yes, I like the sense of community too. It just unites all of the comic lovers.
And it's a chance to get dressed up. What do you like about Free Comic Book Day?
That the comic books are
I think getting to see everybody who's a fan come out and get comics, buy comics, supporting the stores, the free comics, you can't beat that. It's just a fun holiday for us.
And I'm a teacher, so I love getting comics into the hands of my students.
Free Comic Book Day has been going on now for like 15, 16 years, so seeing customers that have come in when they were kids now who are parents themselves and bringing their kids in is always, it's an unreal thing, but it's also great because I see that they're passing comic books on to the next generation. They're passing it on to their kids. They're passing it on through the family. I mean, and it's great to see moms and dads and families come in together and everybody picking up different comic books, and not always what you would think. And that's what's great about it is there's so much diversity in comic books, and there's so much imagination and so much limitless creativity that there's everything. There's something for everybody in comic books, and maybe something that you didn't even know you would like. So you have to get out there, and Free Comic Book Day brings people out to comic book stores maybe who've never been to one or haven't been to one in a long time. In that regard, I feel like that's what's most important about it.